Welcome back to the channel where car repair is made simple for every driver. I'm your mechanic with over 12 years of hands-on experience, and today, we're tackling a situation that every car owner dreads. Imagine this. You're running late, you hop in your car, turn the key, and nothing happens. No engine roar, no dashboard lights, maybe just a sad little click. But don't panic. Before you call for help, take a deep breath. I'm going to walk you through the top 5 reasons your engine won't start and show you quick fixes you can try right now. Stick around for a bonus emergency trick at the end. This one has saved countless drivers, and it just might save you too. Let's jump right in and get your car running again. Reason 1. Dead or weak battery. The most common reason your engine won't start is a dead or weak battery. In my experience, this is the culprit in about 40% of no-start cases. So, how do you know if your battery is the problem? If you hear nothing at all, or just a single click, your battery is probably dead. Try turning on your headlights. If they don't work or are very dim, your battery is likely the issue. Now, pop the hood and take a look at your battery terminals. Do you see white, blue, or green crusty stuff on the posts? That's corrosion, and it can block the flow of electricity. If you have jumper cables in another vehicle, you can try jump starting your car. Here's how. Connect the red cable to the positive terminal on your dead battery. Attach the other end of the red cable to the positive terminal on the good battery. Now, connect the black cable to the negative terminal of the good battery. Finally, attach the other end of the black cable to an unpainted metal surface on your engine block. Don't put it on the dead battery's negative terminal. Start the working car and let it run for a few minutes. Then, try starting your car. If it starts, let it run for at least 15 minutes to recharge the battery. Here's a pro tip. If your car starts after a jump but dies again later, your alternator may not be charging the battery properly. If you see corrosion, you can clean it with a wire brush or even an old toothbrush. Mix a little baking soda with water and pour it over the terminals. The fizzing will help break down the corrosion. Wipe everything dry before reconnecting the cables. If your battery is more than 3 years old, it might be time for a replacement. Batteries don't last forever, especially in extreme temperatures. Always keep a set of jumper cables in your trunk. You never know when you'll need them. And remember, regular battery maintenance can prevent a lot of headaches down the road. Reason 2. Faulty starter motor. The second most common reason for a no start is a faulty starter motor or solenoid. The starter is the small electric motor that physically turns your engine over so it can start running. When you turn the key, it sends power to the starter, which then engages the engine. If the starter fails, you might hear a loud single click or rapid series of clicks. Your dashboard lights will probably come on, and your headlights will be bright, so you know the battery has power. But the engine just won't turn over. Sometimes, you might even hear a grinding noise that means the starter gear isn't meshing properly with the engine's flywheel. So, what can you do if you suspect the starter is the problem? First, try tapping the starter gently with a wrench or hammer while someone else turns the key. Sometimes, the internal contacts get stuck, and a gentle tap can free them up just enough to get the car started. If the car starts after tapping, drive straight to a mechanic. The starter will likely fail again soon. Another thing to check. Make sure your car is in park or neutral. Many cars won't start unless the transmission is in the correct position. If you have a manual transmission, press the clutch pedal all the way down while starting. If your starter is completely dead, you'll need to have it replaced. Replacing a starter is a job for someone with some mechanical skill, but it's not impossible for a DIYer with the right tools. If you're hearing nothing at all, no clicks, no sounds, double check your battery connections first. Loose or corroded connections can mimic a bad starter. If everything looks good at the battery, but you still get nothing, the starter or its relay may be to blame. In some cars, the starter relay is located in the fuse box. Try swapping it with another relay of the same type to see if that helps. Remember, safety first, always disconnect the battery before working on the starter or electrical system. If you're unsure, it's best to have a professional take a look. A faulty starter is frustrating, but with these checks, you can avoid unnecessary repairs and get a clear diagnosis. Reason 3. Empty or bad fuel. The third reason your engine won't start is one of the simplest: no fuel or bad fuel. It sounds obvious, but you'd be amazed how many times I've been called out for a no start, only to find the tank is completely empty. Your fuel gauge might be broken, or you might have simply forgotten to fill up. So first things first, double check your fuel gauge. If the needle is on empty, you found your problem. If you have fuel, listen for the fuel pump priming when you turn the key to on. No sound. Your fuel pump relay or the pump itself may be faulty. Try swapping the fuel pump relay with another relay of the same type in your fuse box. If you suspect bad fuel, you might need to drain the tank and refill it with fresh fuel. Bad fuel can happen if your car has been sitting for a long time, or if you've filled up with contaminated gas. If you're not comfortable draining the tank yourself, a mechanic can do it for you. To prevent bad fuel issues, try to keep your tank at least a quarter full, especially in cold weather. This helps prevent condensation from forming in the tank, which can lead to water in your fuel. And remember, if you're ever in doubt, a quick call to a professional can save you a lot of time and trouble. Reason 4. Ignition switch or key issues. The fourth reason could be issues with the ignition switch or key. If your dashboard lights flicker or don't come on, or nothing happens when you turn the key, this might be the problem. Wiggle the key while turning it. Sometimes worn switch contacts can reconnect temporarily. Try a spare key. Your chip key or immobilizer might be at fault. If the steering wheel is locked, turn the wheels slightly while turning the key. Sometimes, the ignition switch itself can wear out, especially in older cars. If you suspect the ignition switch, it's best to have a professional diagnose and replace it. Replacing an ignition switch can be tricky, as it often involves removing parts of the steering column. If you're not comfortable with this level of repair, a mechanic can handle it for you. And remember, if you're ever in doubt, a quick call to a professional can save you a lot of time and trouble. Reason 5. Blown fuse or electrical issue. The fifth reason could be a blown fuse or another electrical issue. Check your fuse box, usually under the hood or dashboard. Look for blown fuses, replace them with the same rating. If a fuse keeps blowing, there's likely a bigger electrical problem. Time for a pro. Sometimes, a loose or corroded connection can cause electrical issues. Check your battery terminals and any visible wiring for signs of damage or corrosion. If you find a blown fuse, replace it with one of the same amperage. If the new fuse blows immediately, there's a short circuit somewhere in the system. This is a job for a professional, as it can be difficult to track down electrical issues without the right tools and experience. And remember, if you're ever in doubt, a quick call to a professional can save you a lot of time and trouble. Bonus hack. Emergency trick. If you're stuck and nothing works, try disconnecting the negative battery terminal for 10 minutes. This can reset some electronic systems and might get you going. Reconnect the terminal, and try starting the car again. This trick can sometimes clear up minor electronic glitches that prevent the car from starting. It's not a guaranteed fix, but it's worth a try if you're in a pinch. Wrapping up, if these tips help, smash that like button and subscribe for more car repair hacks. Got a stubborn engine problem? Drop your question in the comments, let's fix it together. And remember, don't let car trouble ruin your day. You've got this, crew. Watch our next video on diagnosing car electrical problems in 5 minutes. Subscribe for more DIY car repair tips. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.